Jai Hind, my name is Mukulit Goel and I am Assistant Professor in Department of MCA. Today I am going to present on subject Object Oriented Programming for the MCA student paper code KCA 202, and the topic is Object Oriented Programming and its principle. The content of my introduction is introduction of Java, what is OOPS, principle of OOPS and examples. First of all, what is Java? Before going into OOPS, I will let me introduce what is Java. Java is a programming language which is introduced by James Gosling under Sun Microsystem, which is now currently occupied by Oracle. So Java is a programming language and it supports object-oriented programming principles. What do you mean by it supports object-oriented programming principle? It means कि how we use a method or a function using some principles. Object-oriented programming is a method of implementation, means how to implement a code. A language, Java is a language in which everything represents in a form of object, called object-oriented programming language. What is an object? For example, table is an object. For example, pen is an object. But how we use that object in concept of programming? It is being defined in OOPS. And the main function of OOPS is that it makes our program less complex. We will discuss it later on. And makes the software more feasible and possible. But Java does not support object-oriented programming truly. Java is not truly object-oriented programming language, because one of the concept of inheritance, which we will discuss later, is not supported by Java. Directly not supported by Java, it is supported with the use of interface. So let me first explain how the simple program works. First, we will define a class and we have given a name to our class, which is MCA. Now we define a main method by using public static void main. What does this public static void main means? Public is the access modifier, static is a keyword, and void main means it is a main body of a function, it does not have a return value. What this program is going to do? This program is simply going to print a text which says studying Java. By the use of what? We use system.out.println. Like in C++, we use cout. In C, we use printf. But for printing any statement in Java, we will use system.out.println. System means that console, out means we are having an output, and println means print line by line. If you don't want to print it line by line, then we can use system.out.print. We will not write ln. Ln represents that the output will be in each line. Okay, now comes the concept of OOPS. The concept of OOPS consists of object, class, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism and abstraction. Let us discuss all these one by one. First, I will introduce encapsulation. Encapsulation means data hiding. What do you mean by data hiding? Data hiding simply means कि any information which we do not publicly display, we can encapsulate it in some method by some name. Like we eat a capsule. In capsule, we eat the capsule, we got relief or we feel good, but we don't know what is inside that capsule. So some salt, some composition is clubbed together and we filled in a capsule and then we eat it. The main thing is like that encapsulation, that we create a method, we use that method, and we use the object which we define in that method by using the concept of data hiding. Like the example is ATM machine can only update accounts of one person or object only. One by one ATM machine updates the account, it does not update everybody's accounts in a one go. This is the example of encapsulation. First of all, we define a class with a name MCA. Then we encapsulate two methods, one is course and another is year. Course is defined in the data type string and year is defined in the data type int. What we want to show that MCA class is studying OOP subject in first year. Okay. So we provide it string and we provide year in private. Then what we'll do, we create a method with their name by using the getting and setting method. Get set methods are used just for returning the value and for defining or returning the value or representing the value. Like first we public string get course, we take a course and we set it equal to the another course. We create an object of this course. The same we have done with the year, but the data type of these two objects are different. Course is string type and year is integer type. Now what we do, we encapsulate it in the different method, different class which is MCA. So we create an object of a MCA class with the name of MCA, and in that MCA we put the values of this course and the year, and later we have taken the printout of that. So for taking the printout, what we have written, system.out.println course, it is a text. Whatever we write in a quotes in system.out.println, it represents a text. So the double quotes, it represents a text. So what course? Course we have written MCA. We have set the value of course to MCA course. Okay. And then what? The MCA set value year is 1. So in course we have put the value MCA course and the year we put the value 1. Now we take a print of that. So it prints course, MCA course and year 1. Okay. So what we have do, we encapsulate the method in the class MCA in another class in cap, and we put the value of that course in this encap class, but not in that MCA class. We put the value of this course and the year in MCA class, in encapsulate class, and in MCA we call that MCA class and then we put these values. Okay. So in this way we have constituted the encapsulation. Next is abstraction. What abstraction is? Abstraction focuses on the important fact and it defines how to design, produce or describe easily without knowing the details what it do. We drive a car. What are the components of the petrol used in driving of a car? Okay. So that is abstraction. The important information which we need for us, we need as a driver, our requirement is to drive a car. We don't bother about what are the components of the petrol. We just go for a petrol pump, give them money and they fill up the petrol and we start driving our car. But we are not concerned about the components, constituents of the petrol. So what is that abstraction mean? Let us understand by the example. In this, we create an abstract class known MCA. Same way we give a string name, okay, and this string name represents in a MCA, abstract class MCA, and the method, abstract method of this class is study, and this study return the name. Then in abstraction we use the keyword extends. In MCA class, what it extends, that we study oops, one thing, and another we study oops lab. So in this abstract class we given two more class, which is oops and oop labs, and we give some value to oop, understood. And in MCA lab, what we are trying to say, that in study what it is returning, that we learn programming. Okay, so we create a main class with the with any name, and then we create an object of this MCA class for our class oop and class oop lab with the name my oop and my oops lab. And what it will do, my object, the object in MCA class my oop, shows ki what we have understood. We understood abstraction concept, and what we do in oops labs, in oop lab we implement the program which is based on the concept of abstraction. So all these values are represented by using a method study. By using the method study, when we run the program, it represents abstraction concept which is taken from this object, understand it taken from this class, and output is abstraction concept understood. The same happens with the another class which is oop lab. So oop lab mein what we have done, we implement programming and learn program. We implement program and learn programming and know how the abstraction program is implemented. Okay. Our next concept in polymorphism. In polymorphism means, if we divide this word polymorphism, poly means many and morphemes means forms. So polymorphism means that one method, one class can be used for differently for different type of work, but it is the same class. The same class have the methods which will be used in differently, can be used differently in another class. Okay, like I have shown in an example, that in English banks means a side of a river, and also banks means a place where we can put our money. Okay, the same is the example with polymorphism. We will show it by using example. We have created one class named polygon. This polygon extends square. Okay, what we will do, ki the same values of square and same values of polygon are represented in another class which will create more than one form. Same variables will be used and they represents the square and they represents the circle. What we have done, we have created a class polygon. We can give any name as per the requirement of the program. It's just an example. And we create a method render. And in render, what we are doing, we are rendering polygon. This polygon extends the square class, and in that square class, what we are rendering, that square. Okay. Again, that polygon class extends into class circle, and this class circle renders circle. What we will see, that the methods which we have used have the same name, render, render and render, but it will render every time the different shape. When it is using under square class, it renders square, and when it is used under circle class, it renders circle. So the main class consists of in a main class we create an object with the name for the square, and we create the object for the circle, and after creating the objects of square and circle, we have taken the output, and what it shows, rendering square and rendering circle. Means the same method in a class can be used differently for other classes. Same method render is rendering polygon also, rendering square also, rendering circle also. But what we have do, we have not used rendering polygon in our main method, so it will not render that polygon. What we have taken, we have only renders square and circle, so it only renders square and circle. Okay, I hope it will, by this you can understand what is polymorphism. Another concept in inheritance. What is inheritance? It is a way of organizing classes, but what is the concept of inheritance? In our normal life also, we see and we normally use कि देखो इसके बाल उड़ रहे हैं because it is in its heredity. इसके भी बाल उड़ रहे हैं, इसके फादर के भी बाल उड़े हुए हैं, इसके फोरफादर के भी बाल उड़े हुए थे, तो इसलिए इसके भी बाल उड़ रहे हैं. We normally use these type of terms while using for inheritance. The same we have done with the inheritance in Java. The classes with properties in common can be grouped so that their common properties can be defined only once. Like I have said कि बाल उड़ रहे हैं तो वो सबके उड़ रहे हैं, तो जो बाल उड़ने की जो टेंडेंसी है वो हमने एक जगह डिफाइन करेंगे. We will define it one place and all other classes will known as subclass. So what superclass is? Superclass inherits attributes and methods to the subclasses, and subclasses can inherit all its superclasses attributes and methods which are common. Let us understand with an example. Like we have shown that the superclass is vehicle, but the vehicle is of many types. Vehicle can be automobile, vehicle can be automobile means car, vehicle can be motorcycle, vehicle can be bus. In car it can be divided on also in the subcategories like we have sedan, SUV and all others. Motorbike also and bus also, that luxury bus or school bus. So all the cars which is under the super class of vehicle can be in the automobile which defines the type of cars, motorcycles and type of buses. So the type of buses can be clubbed into bus, type of cars can be clubbed into automobile, and okay. Now it is understood in terms of the program. What we have do, we have created a class vehicle in which we have given a name, brand name Maruti. Okay, and what we create a method honk, matlab for horn, and what sound it makes. This car extends, this vehicle class extends into a subclass which defines car, and the model name is WagonR. And what type of honk it uses? It honk uses bark bark. So in output we have seen कि the bark bark honk is of the Maruti WagonR, and we inherit this honk method into this class car method, and we create an object of a car, and we, by using the object of this car, we use this honk method of superclass vehicle into the subclass car. And when we take a printout, then it is a printout that bark bark and Maruti WagonR. So the honk is bark bark, and for which model? For model of Maruti, for the brand of Maruti, and model name is WagonR. System.outprint car brand plus car model name. Okay, so it is in this way we have shown an inheritance. After inheritance, what is how we define a class? A class is a set of specification or blueprint about an entity describing all possible data members and the methods applicable on that entity. It gives the classification of different entities, and the keyword for defining a class is class. And in class definition, there are some rules which we called as Java identifiers, and these rules are, in giving a name to a class, we can give any name, but we cannot give the name of a class which are already defined as keywords in Java. But Java is a case sensitive language. So for example, if we write class for, this is the wrong definition of class, because in this we use for in small cap. But if we use name class for, then we can give our name like this, because Java is a totally case sensitive language, and for is if I defining a class name, for keyword has the f in a small caps, and if we use f in a large cap, then it will take it as a class name. Okay, it will not collide with the keyword name. Next is the type of members in a class. There are two type of members, which is static and non-static. Static means which we have there defined definite value like math.pub, or we can say the value of pi, and non-static members always need an instance to use them. It is by default. By default, all the classes members are non-static, but if we want to show a static method, then we can write it like the example I have shown in the slide. Next are objects in Java. The objects are the real entity created based on the class specification, and the new keyword is used along with the special method called constructor to create an instance. We can also sometimes defines object without using a constructor. It is not necessary that we always use constructor, but it's better if we use constructor. The new keyword is used to allocate the memory of the data members of an instance, and constructor is used to initialize that memory, like I have shown in an example. Okay, and we can also we can have an instance without a reference. Sometimes we create an object which does not have any reference earlier in the program or in any other earlier class. With this, my lecture is over. Thank you.